Silent Hill is a goldmine, yet Konami truly has no idea what gamers actually want from this franchise. And of course, when they released Ascension, people absolutely roasted them for the mediocre gameplay that the game featured, even though it was basically an interactive title. And now that they have finally launched the teasers and trailers for Silent Hill 2 showing things like character model redesigns, people have not been happy. But now there's even more for people to talk about. And now we are finding out all about the pre-orders and the exclusive add-ons like cosmetics and even an early access period. I have a few different things that I want to show off, but before we get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, follow me on social media, and consider supporting through Patreon or through YouTube memberships. Now, of course, all of the talk surrounding Silent Hill 2 Remake has been negative. Nobody seems to really be that impressed, whether it is now we have these pre-order bonuses, of course the character models, just the atmosphere seeming a little bit off with the gameplay we've seen so far, and Konami has now given us another reason to be upset with this. Now, of course, when it comes to remakes, people are hard to please. We have a specific image of the game we have nostalgia for in mind. We really don't want things to be drastically different, but of course companies want to continue to milk the games that had released in the past simply because they think it's much easier to rehash something than create new content. If they were actually hiring developers and writers and just creatives who knew how to do their jobs properly, they'd be creating new IPs that people absolutely love, but they really aren't. And now we have this situation on the gaming Reddit. This is a thread that's currently blowing up. It says, "I thought this was a made-up joke." And this is a visual, a graphic that they decided to give to the media to put in articles talking about pre-orders and when it's releasing. And they really thought that they were just going to quietly slip this into the public eye and not a lot of people were really going to notice it or talk about it, but that is definitely not the case. As you can see, it's got 4 different sections. Let's start with the first. All it says is standard edition physical/download game. That's all you're getting simply for buying it. You're not getting anything else. Then we have the standard edition and the pre-order, which of course is download, game Mira the Dog Mask and the Robbie the Rabbit Mask, and that one says only on PlayStation 5. So even at launch there is going to be certain items that are locked behind the PlayStation 5. Now this is releasing on the PC and PlayStation 5, but they're very clearly trying to get as many people as possible to buy it on the PlayStation alone. This is not a move that is widely praised by gamers, even games that are positively received like Hogwarts Legacy. When they decided to put some cosmetics behind certain console releases of the game, that didn't go over well with people. And again, that one was pretty positively received. Most people enjoyed the game, except for, of course, the journos who were melting down over it, and then people who were saying they were going to boycott it because they didn't support JK. But the actual gamers who wanted to play it didn't like that move either. And now we have the deluxe editions. First, it says deluxe edition download. You have the game, the digital art book, the digital soundtrack, and the pyramid head mask, a pizza box, which a lot of games and their deluxe editions provide things like this, art books, soundtracks, whatnot. I like these editions. I personally, if it's a game I think I'm going to enjoy, try to pick up these editions. But then we have the deluxe edition for pre-order, and there is a slew of extra things. So you're getting everything the other tiers have had, but you're also getting, as it says, a 48-hour early access period. Now, I personally am someone who does not like when video games do this. I think if I am pre-ordering a game, it should not matter what edition I'm buying, I should be able to access it the same time somebody else did. I know companies are constantly trying to figure out small ways to get people to pre-order higher editions of games, but something like 48 hour early access could make or break a release for people. People, yes, know the general story of Silent Hill 2 because this is a remake, but they still don't want, potential spoilers. Maybe they're playing it for the first time. They don't want to see all of the screenshots circulating around social media. And I'm a firm believer in if you're going to offer some kind of early access, it should be across the board. Anybody who pre-ordered or just with any edition of the game that they're purchasing, and this has not gone over well with fans. And of course, a big reason why is that the deluxe edition is digital only. This is also another trend we're starting to see pop up more and more in video games. Most recently, it was Stellar Blade. I was really upset with this because I love to purchase physical editions whenever I can, and there are a lot of times where companies will release the added bobs and whistles later on that you can purchase for an additional price tag, but I want to be able to buy physical while also receiving all of the benefits. But the deluxe edition is digital only, and this has also infuriated with people. People are saying things like, remember that Kojima left Konami and Metal Gear to do his own thing? Koji did the same thing with the Castlevania series. Konami sucks. Whenever you hear Konami, you should instantly be waving a red flag. They are just a walking red flag of a company at this point. They have a franchise that could be making them so much money, and yet they're worried about releasing games like Silent Hill Ascension, which shouldn't even be called a game, by the way, was just generally hated by gamers, and they really thought to themselves, instead of giving people the full experience no matter what edition they're buying, we're just going to lock certain benefits and lock certain cosmetics behind not only a pre-order, but a deluxe edition that's digital only. Only a dumb company would look at something like Silent Hill 2 and go, we cannot give the people what they want. They could have made so much money if they were actually hiring a decent development studio and they weren't hiring narrative consultation companies. But they did all of that and even more. I'm sorry, Bloober Team did not deserve to sink their claws into Silent Hill. They've created Layers of Fear, which was decent. Their other two most recent games, Blair Witch and The Medium, were total disappointments, and they shouldn't have been let anywhere near Silent Hill. And then, of course, we have Hit Detection, the narrative consultation company that's working on this game, that just, again, doesn't sit well with people. Right now, narrative consultation companies are very hated within the industry, and companies are going to need to realize very, very soon they're only going to lose money by hiring these people. Continuing on, though, in the thread, people are saying things like, it's funny how they tried to make the left column as unappealing as possible. Standard edition, game, depression. I mean, you're expecting people to spend $70 on a product and a remake to boot. That should be enough for these companies. Like, we have a dedicated fan base that is very passionate. We should be trying to give everybody a little bit something extra on top of their purchase, but that's just not the mentality anymore. I get that companies need to make money, but they also need to be providing us with a good experience, and they're just not doing that anymore. Wait, Konami's being a scummy company? We can't believe it. This is unheard of. People are just absolutely roasting Konami in this Silent Hill 2 remake, and they do deserve all of the backlash that they're facing. I personally am so disappointed, and it seems every single day there is another new piece of information that has been disappointing people, so it will be interesting to see over the next couple of months leading up to release what else comes out, if any developers who worked on the project end up speaking, against it, saying, yeah, it was kind of a mess behind the scenes. If, of course, we find out anything else with this narrative consultation company, Hit Detection, or if maybe things end up smoothing themselves over, maybe people will be a little bit more excited as time goes on and we see more information. I highly doubt it at this point. Only time will tell, but for now, that's all that I really we had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.